Hey there, so today we have another video and this is a review of new Glarus Spotted Cow. This is the most important American craft beer that I have never had in my life. So this is a very special one. This dominates in Wisconsin. It is generally only produced in, or only distributed in Wisconsin. It crushes the macro brands. This brewery is the 16th largest craft brewery in the country, with basically only distribution within the state of Wisconsin. It's absolutely crazy. They sell just tons of it, and just absolutely crazy. This one state drinks the hell out of this beer. And so what is Spotted Cow? Spotted Cow is pretty interesting. It's a, they call it a farmhouse beer, but it's like 10% corn. It's got Satz in it. It's made with a German ale yeast. It's American farmhouse, if that's a thing, right? It's not Belgian farmhouse, if that makes any sense. It is their take on a really light, delicious beer. They produce a ton of this. This beer is like, what, 5%? And hell, it is the inspiration for actually one of the secret beers out there, which is Firestone Walker's 805. That is now, I think, over 60% of Firestone Walker's production. If you're in the central coast of California or parts of California, that is just a super popular beer. It is just a simple brand, 805, and super popular brand. And that's what I hope more beers become, sort of like crafty, but also accessible. And Spotted Cow is literally the progenitor of that, just like making a style of beer that is super drinkable. Everybody will drink it. Locals will drink it. The whole state supports the brewery. And this brewery is huge just because of this simple beer. And crazy enough, in all my years of trying beer, reviewing beer, never tried this beer in my life. So the beer, first off, is actually pretty hazy. It comes in a light to medium gold color, nice white head. Yeah, I get the corny aroma off it. Definitely has that macro lager thing. It's slightly sweet. It definitely has more like head retention and character to it than like a simple Miller High Life. But it's definitely that like corn simple aroma. Cheers. Oh. That's just a better version of Miller, right? It's corn up front for days. It's quite corny. Definitely has a lot of American adjunct lager character to it. The thing I like about it is that it comes off like more, like the amount of adjunct character is just lower. It's more malty. I'm surprised it's only 10% corn. Like, you know, maybe it's higher, but like it tastes like there's more adjunct to it, but there's more flavor, right? There's a nice mouthfeel to it. It doesn't taste watery. It's a very macro lagery. Like, it makes sense. Like, if you put this at the right price point and put it in front of people, there's no reason why they shouldn't be buying this versus Miller, right? If it's the same price, like, what's the difference, right? I will say, though, there's no way that Miller can offer that. Like, you know, this amount of head retention, that kind of carbonation that sticks to glass, that kind of, like, beautiful, like, light chill haze to it. Like, the appearance is way better. But full blind, like, not even looking, it's just full macro lager. I mean, like, no wonder it sells like a ton in Wisconsin. I mean, like, you know, like, you put this in any state, like, and if you just switch to kegs and the same price, blah, 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 everybody would be like, all right, I'm drinking the same delicious beer. I will say, though, it is full flavored, though. This is not your Bud Light. Bud Light's really watery. If anything, like, it's even heavier than probably your Miller High Life or your Bud. It's just got a little bit more malt character to it. And some people probably don't like that, but it's very, 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 very American lagerish. You know, like, that's what I expected, right? Like, I didn't come in here, oh, this is an American farmhouse ale. It's going to taste like Saison and all that kind of crazy stuff. It tastes like corn. It's light. It's tasty. There's no thinking about it. It's like barely any descriptors. I mean, if you guys have had American lager before, it tastes very much like that. I'm trying to separate the differences, and it's hard because, like, there's a lot of that adjunct flavor. There's, you know, it's not like Munich LS. It's not full malt. It's just got a lot of that kind of tricky, kind of like corny kind of thing going on there. But just has like, seems like has a little bit more like, maybe, I don't know. maybe I'm tricking myself. Like, this is straight up Bud Miller High Life. Like, it's full blind. I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. So anyway, Spotted Cow for me, it doesn't have really much a distinct crazy character to it. It is more fruity though. Like the aroma, like I just read an article, and maybe it was confirmation bias, but like there is like definitely some like stone fruit. And it's definitely got a little bit more character versus like those, because it's not high gravity beer. So you guys don't already know, all the big brewers are high gravity brewers. Basically, they produce a beer that's like anywhere from 7 to 10%. It's a big lager, and they just put deoxygenated water into that, and they just water it down because the tanks, and then water it down. It works economically. You brew the beer, you have those tanks, and then you just water it down, right? This is devoid of that, and instead you get those ale yeast characteristics. But man, can you get tricked that this is a straight up American lager? Yeah. So anyway, long video, not much to say about it. Despite like looking at the nuances, you got to come in here thinking like full blind, like how tasty is this beer? It's very tasty. I like it. But then again, like I think Miller is also tasty, and like there's a time and place for everything. Is there much character here? Not really, but 78 Spotted Cow. That is New Glarus, one of the most important craft beers I've never tried in my life, and it is what it is, right? As the famous quote goes, they are who they thought they were. They are who they thought they were, and it is what it is. It just tastes like light lager, and it is what it is. Cheers. Later.